What if I told you that every single Texan, from newborns to grandparents, currently owes $16,000 in debt they never agreed to take on? I'm Charles Blaine, and this is Texas Tomorrow. Now, this isn't credit card debt or student loans. This is money borrowed by your city councils, your commissioners' courts, and other local jurisdictions, even including school districts, and it's about to become a much bigger problem. This is the Texas hidden debt crisis, really. It's a $500 billion that local governments have borrowed, supposedly on our behalf. So we'll break down where this money's really going, why your property taxes keep climbing despite state tax relief, and what happens if we don't get it under control. Plus, I'll tell you about what Texas cities actually are getting it right. But let's start with the reality. Texas local governments owe $500 billion as of 2025. That number went up $40 billion in just 1 year. And to put that in perspective, that's more debt than some entire countries have. School districts alone account for $200 billion of this total debt. Cities, another $100 billion. Water districts, $50 billion. So where's the money going? Well, school districts are building $60 million football stadiums while teachers are buying their own supplies. And we're constructing massive administrative buildings that sit half empty while portable classrooms crowd elementary school playgrounds. When Houston ISD tried to pass a $4.5 billion bond in 2024, the largest in state history, 60% of voters said absolutely not. But here's the problem. Most bond elections don't happen when voters are actually paying attention. They happen in May, when hardly anyone votes. And we're talking about billion-dollar decisions being made by fewer people than that show up to a high school graduation. And that's not just an accident. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but I don't directly pay this debt. Well, wrong. You pay it through property taxes. While the state legislature has been working to provide property tax relief, local governments have been hiking property taxes to service this mountain of debt. 80% of Texans report that property taxes are a significant burden, and now you know why. Every bond payment, every debt service payment comes out of property taxes. And it's not just the big cities. Even though San Antonio does lead the pack with over $21 billion in debt, and that's $14,000 per resident. And Houston's at $20 billion, Austin 11, Dallas 8. But here's what gives me a little bit of hope. Not every Texas city is playing this debt game. Plano, Arlington, and Corpus Christi are what fiscal experts call sunshine cities. They actually have a budget surplus and manageable debt levels. These cities prove that you can grow, you can provide services, and you can maintain infrastructure without mortgaging the future. And the difference is the leadership there understands that the word no matters and that voters who pay attention to local elections matter. Hence, they often have elections when they should. Here's what keeps fiscal experts awake at night, though, is that if this debt continues, Texas could enter what economists call a debt spiral, where property taxes keep rising to pay off all debt. That drives residents and businesses away, shrinking the tax base, which forces even higher property taxes on the remaining tax base to pay off that debt. And the borrowing isn't slowing down. Water districts are the fastest growing category of local debt, adding billions more as Texas grows. So what can you do? Well, first, pay attention to those May elections. When turnout is low, your voice carries significant weight. Second, when you see bond proposals, ask the hard questions. Is this really necessary? Yes, it's for the children, but is this amount necessary for the children? What's the total cost, including interest? What happens to my property taxes if it's passed? And they often say that your property taxes won't go up, but what they leave out is that because they're adding that debt service on, they will not go down either. But Texas has always been about opportunity and fiscal responsibility, but at $16,000 in local debt per person, we're trading our tomorrow for today's wants. I'm Charles Blaine, and this is Texas Tomorrow. Please like, share, comment, and let us know if there's something going on in your neighborhood that you'd like us to talk about.